What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button right there. It's right there. And you know it's free. So please do that. That enables us to keep coming to you guys as often as possible with as many of the icons and the legends of the game as possible. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like this content, share the content, talk about us, be about us. Each one, teach one. Yes. So thank you. And today, man, we got the honor and the privilege of being joined by one of the icons, the pioneers, people that helped lay the foundation for this culture and this music that we enjoy, man. Prince Whipper Whip, thank you for coming through.
You know the drill. Glad to be here, you know.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So there's so many things, and we got a lot to get to today, but one of the many things I've always been interested as I learned about you and learned about hip-hop culture in general was how, what, and why made you and Grandmaster Caz link early and get to be friends? What was it about each other that you guys liked?
You know, it's funny because we met up through a guy actually by the name of Smiley Smile, rest in peace, who lived across the street from where Caz lived. And me and Smiley was basically one of my closest friends. He was one of my best friends. And he always traveled with, you know, we through the Bronx. So he always was one packing, you know, had all kind of guns and whatnot. And we'd always be together. We'd hang out. And I mean, I'm talking teenage years. And Caz happened to be playing music outside of his window. And he was like, oh, that's my man, DJ Casanova Fly, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, we met up. And after that, we just started hanging out. Literally, we met with Caz and Disco Wiz was his partner. It was another Puerto Rican cat. And we linked up from there. I couldn't even tell you what year that was. It had to be like in the 70s somewhere, way in the set, like 77, 78. Okay. So that was back there.
So by the time you met up with him, how long would you say you had already been rhyming?
I wasn't rhyming. I became part of his crew. We became the cats carrying the speakers and passing out flyers. You know, we was the Mighty Force crew. You know, it was Caz. And I didn't really start until one day we was at his house. And I just started messing with the echo chamber and saying my name, you know, and I was like, yo, this is hot. So next thing you know, I'm like, I started writing. Caz wasn't even rhyming at this time. He was just a DJ. He was more of a DJ. He didn't really say too much on the mic, but we both pretty much started writing at the same time. And you know, he just whole hog with it. Because you got to remember, what inspired me really was watching Flash and the 3MCs. It was Melly Mel, Cowboy, and Creole. And to see the cadence and the way they controlled a crowd was quite incredible. And I was like, wow, that's really hot. So I think it was Melly Mel pretty much mostly that inspired me to want to really rock. Because, I mean, I know there was Hollywood, P.T.J. Jones, and all these cats, Starsky, but we weren't going to those clubs. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't donning suits back then. I was a Pro-Ked wearer, you know, with my suede super Pro-Ked high tops, you know, my Lees and whatnot. So we became a crew. I got a book. I'm working on a book, and there'll be some pictures. And you know, because I wish we'd have had the media stuff that we have now back then. Because if that was the case, oh my God.
Yeah, it's remarkable when we think about the different worlds from back then, because you know, trying to learn and understand and catch up when I first got exposed to hip hop was much later. But when I did, and then my friends would give me some of the routines, and I would hear these things that happened before it got to record, I was just blown away and could only imagine like the ambiance of the crowd, because I grew up in Maryland, and hearing the PA tapes for the go-go artists and then going to see the concerts, I was like, wow, that's kind of similar in a very different way, but very similar to the atmosphere it must have been, you know? And it's just, it always amazes me the power of the artists that they had, even when there were no records or even when there wasn't a radio play or anything. So
Right.
for you, seeing by the time you started seeing it, what was it that captivated you so much about what Melly Mel was doing in particular?
Well, I mean, the fact that his rhythm styles was fine. Creole is one is one also that the way he used that echo chamber kind of fascinated me too, because that was like super fly. They had the little switch, you know, your trigger switch for the echo chamber where you could be like Creole, yo, solid, go, go. You could turn it on and off when you want. And I thought that was so cool. But I think it was just the fact to be around something that just was different and positive. It wasn't like a blueprint. It was just like, this is what we are, what we're doing, and this is cool, and this is what you like. So we liked it. We liked the fact that you could bring a system out to a park, play some music, draw a crowd, rock the crowd. And then of course the terrible part of breaking down and carrying the stuff back. Those record crates were just heavy, But I mean, that whole little thing was like, you're a part of something and part of something really cool. Because now people are looking at you like, yo, hey, there they go. You know what I mean? So we had on our Mighty Force shirts and whatnot. And it was, I tell most people, I said, to be honest, I'm just happy to be born at a certain date, certain time, and at a certain place. I was just lucky and fortunate. One of those because there's guys who rocked back then, but never kept with it. With me, for some reason, I couldn't get away from it. Because no matter what, somebody always wanted us, yo, we need you, yo, could you come to Japan? Yo, go to Europe, Africa. Islam was one of the greats who was like, yo, I need you in London. I need you in Japan, and once you go international and start traveling, then it becomes like, holy smokes. Because now overseas, they were calling us heroes. And I'm like, and that was, of course, through Wild Style. I'm just jumping around him. But it gives you this feeling of like, wow, this is incredible. Now, home is nice, you know what I mean? But overseas is super nice because they don't see us like they do here. People from here in the United States are like, yeah, we used to see so, yeah, we know that, and that's a great thing. But when you take it overseas, it's a whole different ball game. It's like we don't see these cats like this live on a regular, so they appreciate it more, and it gives you that feeling. Like I said, once you get it's like being part of a band. You go to a band, like watching that movie. What was that movie? Rockstar. You become something, a part of something that's humongous, and then you're like, holy smokes! It becomes overwhelming, and it could swallow you, or you could take control and be that guy and learn how to kind of like to be an orchestrator. It's moving people, it's giving people what they like. But my group Fantastic Five, we were known for our stage presence and for the way we control a crowd. We had that. We had it. I don't know what it is, but we had it because we didn't need records. We made one record, but we were at a pivoting point in hip hop, in the beginning of hip hop, to where it's like, okay, we started we have a whole lot of firsts, DJs who invented scratch, Latinos in hip hop, just starting the battles. It's quite a few things that came about. So I see, we laid some of the first bricks. I know people talk about, Scranton has been this, that, and the other, come and here from the 30s and 40s and all that. But I didn't know nothing about that. All I knew is what I came into. And that's to the beat, your age, you don't stop. You know what I mean? It's a whole different thing, man. It's having your own clothing, put your name on your stuff, we were everything. Promoter, record company, everything that a major company would do right now, we did it all ourselves with flyers and booking clubs and that whole game. It became a business that was really not a business when we first started because it was free in the parks.
Right. Well, as that was developing, one of the things, as I learned more about you over the years, that I always thought was interesting is how you were early on affiliated in so many different crews and groups and things. So how and why did that happen? Because I was like, wait a minute, I thought he was in the Fantastic Five. No, wait a minute, he's the Salt and Pepper MCs. Wait a minute, he's with Cold Crush.
Cold Crush, yeah, I know. Well, it started. It's very simple. I was rocking, when we were rocking parties, you're rocking a party, and being the only MC, DJ Casanova Fly, MC Whip a Whip. Parties start about 10, get packed by 11, 11:30, parties packed. So you're rocking, so let's say 11:30 to about 12:30, 1 o'clock. That's an hour and a half of rocking a crowd, right? And then usually that's when a DJ would break it down and switch the music, and we get kind of like a little bit of break. And then bam, right back in at 11:30, at 1:30, close to 2 o'clock, and you rock until like 3, 4 in the morning. So, I mean, doing that for a period of time eventually led to, I need somebody on the mic with me to rock. I'm doing this all night. I mean, I was young and I did it, I remember times like at the Blue Lagoon, Big Bang Hank was our manager. And I remember one time he was like, yo, get in the towel. I'm rocking so hard. He get the towel and wiping the sweat off the forehead while I'm rocking and whatnot. And, all of that is fun and dandy. But then I said, I need a partner. And we held auditions, and that's how I came up with Dot Rock. Dot was rocking over by the PAL, 183rd and Webster. And one time I seen him, I was like, yo, we holding auditions. You should come down. And he came down. We clicked, we really clicked. And that's how that the Salt and Pepper started when we would be together all the time. We'd go to the parks. I'm talking, we'd walk through Katona Park, 63, Flash playing at 63, somebody playing at 23. No matter where the parties was, you're going. So me and Dot would go. And one time we went to 63 and Mean Gene was like, yo, every time I see y'all together like Salt and Pepper. I mean, Dot was like, yo, that's some fly shit, Salt and Pepper. Next thing you know, we started writing Salt and Pepper MCs. And that's, all right, so from that point, we continued doing, we did our routines and we rocked with Caz. And then it came to the point to where it's like money became an issue. And because Bank Hank was like, yo, we built this system and I got to pay for the system. That was the excuse all the time. We got to pay for the system. So it ended up to where it's like, we ended up hooking up with Charlie Chase and Tony Tone. So then at that point, we were like, all right, we got to come up with a name for the crew, And we sat for a couple of days and came up with the name Cold Crush Brothers. And that included Mr. T and Easy AD and KG. So we did some parties, Cold Crush. It was cool. Our home was 118 Park because Charlie Chase lived right there by 118 off of 180th Street. And it got to the point to where me and Dot was like, we love everybody, but we Salt and Pepper, our routines kind of stand out. It was different, not stand out, but it was just different. And it was to be a part of 5 guys, the Salt and Pepper thing was like, so it was kind of hard to get that right. And Chase was like, yo, man, we're all friends. And we're like, yo, nah, but this is business. And we ended up going to Rock City. It used to be called Duck City, up there by 63 Park, up in Boston Road, where it was home of Mean Gene, L Brothers. And we were like, yo, because let's look at it this way. It went from DJ Flash with the 3 MCs to Flash and the Furious 4, and to Flash and the Furious 5, because Mr. Ness jumped in. And then Raheem left the Funky 4. Everybody was playing chess and making moves. Raheem left the Funky 4 and got down with the Furious. And so we went and we locked in with with Theodore, we was like, yo, you know, they said, yo, y'all got to audition. We see what you got. We did them salt and pepper routines. And they was like, yo, man, we became a clique, you know, and it was Theodore. It was the Fantastic Four. And then with me and Doc coming in, which is 2 more people, that would be 6. So it was a Grand Wizzard, Theodore, and the Fantastic 5. So now when we left Cold Crush and became part of Fantastic, Grandmaster Caz and JDL took those 2 slots that were empty on the Cold Crush brothers and became part of the Cold Crush family. Now, of course, they want to battle the number 1 group because, I mean, you know, it's a shame. We got 1 million trophies. And instead of being in a museum, you know, Waterbed had to get all the trophies. So they're like in his house where like him, a shrine where his moms could see and everything. But I think they should be in a museum so the world could see exactly how many battles Fantastic 5 won. Because Furious 5 now, they're on tour. They signed with Sugar Hill Gang. They have records. So they're not in New York like that. You know what I mean? So that kind of left it for us. And it was fantastic. And Cold Crush, of course, wanted to come up and it was head up because they're like, yo, you know, they wanted to battle Fantastic. So all the battles led up to a big battle. And that's how that little battle crazy thing started. And that's pretty much how the group change went for me, you know, with Rock. There was a little time where I was rocking for Cool Herc for a little while. I came up with the Herculoids, big boys. You know, I started rocking for Herc for a minute, which was really cool because he was a really great guy. Still is. But that was the in between when I left. That was like between Cold Crush and Mighty Force. So it's a lot. It sounds like a lot, but put it in a nutshell, it's not much. You know, me, then Dr. Rock, we left, Cold Crush, Fantastic. That's it.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.